Hey man, I do what I do.
Merit-based. That's kind of the thing. You understand? I mean, just let's keep it 100. And the same goes for women in certain areas. Women may not want to do technology. It's not that they are not being hired, they just don't apply. That's not something they're interested in. So, and back to black people, the claim that this executive order specifically harms black Americans is just straight up misleading. The policy applies to all federal agencies, and it aims to ensure hiring based on skills and qualifications rather than personal characteristics. I'm kind of okay with that. All right. And federal anti-discrimination protections, they remain in effect for all racial groups. Okay. And there's some assumptions being made about the privatization of public services in the article that we talked about. Okay. The NAACP statement suggests that the executive order is part of a plan to privatize public services and benefit the wealthy, but there's no evidence to support that claim. Okay. Now, what are they doing? The statement is using emotional and politically charged language, like claiming the election put a target on black Americans' back, right? All right. And that type of messaging is meant to make you afraid. Is meant to divide you instead of promoting fair discussion of the executive. Now, here's the cold part about it. All right. And I'm going to explain something to you. The truth about Donald Trump's executive order and equal opportunity employment and that act of 1965. Look. You cannot revoke an act of Congress, which is a law, through an executive order. All right. So those claims are completely false and they're misleading. The idea that the president can cancel an act of Congress through an executive action is both it's just unconstitutional. All right. The president has a power to issue executive orders, and that comes from two main sources. You're going to learn something, so just roll with me. Don't go to sleep. Just keep listening. If you're truck driving, hit the number 1 button if you hear something you didn't understand. The president has the power to issue executive order, and it comes from two sources. Number one, the U.S. Constitution and the laws passed by Congress. The Constitution specifically states at Article 2, Section 1, it's known as the Executive Powers Clause. It gives the president the authority to enforce laws and manage federal operations. Okay, and that means like Department of Education, Department of Defense, Justice Department, etc. All those different places, and Department of Land Management, Department of Energy. Okay, and another key part of the Constitution, Article 2, Section 3. It's also known as the Take Care Clause. It requires the president to ensure that the laws are properly enforced, forming the basis for issuing executive orders. Congress also plays a role in the president's authority by granting specific powers through legislation. They can enact laws from time to time, say the president can do this, president can do that. Certain laws, like the National Emergency Act of 1976 or the Defense Production Act of 1950, it gives the president the ability to write executive orders under particular circumstances. Let's say we go on to war and we don't have enough facilities to make tanks and boots. The president can sign off on something and make a private company start making boots, making tank parts, etc. Okay, that's the president. And even though executive orders have the force of law or take away rights protected by federal law, which is exactly what these alarmists are telling you that Donald Trump's executive orders are doing. And that's not what it's doing. The other thing is executive orders, they can be reviewed by courts, including the U.S. Supreme Court, which has the power to strike down any order that exceeds presidential authority or conflicts with the Constitution. Now, Congress also has the ability to override executive orders through new legislation. Okay? And in that regard, they can limit the president's power. It's almost like but the president, then he has the right to veto that also. You don't have to sign it. But, presidents have the power to modify, to revoke, and replace executive orders from previous administration. And that's what you see what Donald Trump did, okay? The whole Emancipation Proclamation of 1863. That was issued by Abraham Lincoln. It freed the slaves during the Civil War. Okay, that was Executive Order 9981. Okay, all right, so that's one. 1948, President Harry Truman, he ordered the desegregation of the military. They had to do it. That's why I always tell you that our war heroes, our black war heroes, were the jump off point for desegregation. We always give so much credit to Dr. King and the civil rights movement. Hell, the military was desegregated before everybody because of the valiancy of our black sailors and Marines and soldiers and airmen. Just keep that in mind, okay? All right, look, I'm just keeping it 100. The executive order by Franklin Roosevelt, it authorized the internment camps for the Japanese during World War II. Okay, you literally had a president say, yeah, round them all up, they all could be spies. And so people have a problem with Trump sending the military to the border. That is well within his right. Okay, so what I'm saying is, what you need to understand, are y'all with me? Let me know if you're with me. If you're learning something, make sure you let me know you're learning something. I want to make sure I'm not losing you. I can, we got you. We understand. That lets me know I'm where I need to be. We learning. Okay, good. There we go. We weren't. All right, good. And if I tickle your fancy, if you learn something you didn't otherwise know, well, make sure you pay me for my time. But let's get back to it. I want to be clear. President Trump's executive order, it didn't revoke an act of Congress. It rescinded a previous executive order related to hiring policies put into place by a different president. So the claim that he revoked a federal law is just flat out false. It's fake news. Okay, a president does not have the power to cancel laws passed by Congress without going through the legislative process. And any changes to congressional act, they have to go through both houses of Congress, and they require judicial review. So they're lying to you. Okay. Now, the executive order in question, it specifically addresses hiring policies related to DEI initiatives. It removed the federal mandates that encourage, not mandate, but encourage the hiring based on factors like sexual orientation or gender identity. And that was implemented through executive orders themselves, not federal action. Okay? Donald Trump's order didn't eliminate anti-discrimination protections under the existing federal laws like the Civil Rights Act of 1964 or the Equal Employment Opportunity Act of 1972, which was meant for black folks anyway. Nevertheless, these laws continue to protect folks from discrimination based on race and gender and other protected categories. Essentially, the executive order shifts hiring from practices back to focusing on qualifications like education, experience, merit, rather than personal characteristics or who you decide to put your sexual parts in or around. Okay? So it's important that we separate the facts from the misinformation. False claims like these can lead to public confusion and create just unnecessary racial tension and division. People need to cut it out. Okay? And what we're dealing with is a lot of extremists on both sides. We're dealing with a lot of extremists on both sides. I want you to understand what I'm saying. I want you to hear me. DennisSpurling got the mic on fire. Black father, I have black son. Tune in, weekly feeling inspired. From the heart, real talk ignite. Every episode brings a light. Subscribe, hit the like, won't you dare. Share the love, you know it's family. Join us every week, don't be late. Drop some coins in the collection plate. Drop some coins, enjoy the ride. Come say hi, catch the wave, don't pass by. Lifted spirits always inside. In this podcast, joy takes flight. Subscribe, hit the like, won't you dare.
I do what I do.
You know that.
Your ass, class, don't come over here. You tall black mother. Women up inside. I don't give a fuck about